AITA for divorcing my wife and replacing her with a shadow monster. I was a worn-out employee at Joja, and I decided to move into a quiet town called Stardew Valley where I became a farmer. Over the years, I amassed a large fortune and started looking for romance. The story starts when I met my now ex-wife. For convenience, I will call her H. H was mean to me at first, but I kept going at it until I broke her shell, and we eventually got married. We were married for 8 or so years, and even had 2 children who I hated with a burning passion. After a while, our relationship had dwindled, and our flame was dying out. I believe I am at fault for this, as I had spent extended periods of time living on an island away from my wife. I eventually decided to pay a fee and divorce my wife, but unfortunately I got full custody of our children. I decided to make my way over to a witch's hut and sacrifice my children instead of raise them by myself. But that's not the reason why I'm making this post. I'm making this post because family members and my ex-wife don't like my decision to let a sewer monster move in with me. I had been donating to the museum throughout my time in this town, and eventually the curator gave me a key to the sewer. I went down there, and it was quite shocking to find my future roommate living there. Let's call him K. I had taken a liking to K, and I believe we clicked. Over the span of roughly a year, I gave K an ungodly amount of diamonds and eventually asked him to move in with me. He agreed, and 3 days later he was in my home. I hadn't spoken to H in a while, but I decided to tell her about my decision, and I had never seen her so angry before. I also took this as an opportunity to tell her that our children no longer exist, and she got even angrier. I also told my family, and they were just not having it. Some close friends, including a dwarf who lives in a cave, were also opposed, and I was wondering if I was in the wrong for moving in with K. So Reddit, AITA for divorcing my wife and moving in with the shadow monster who used to live in the sewers?